The CEO's grandmother was determined to find a kind-hearted wife for her grandson, so she decided to disguise herself as a paralyzed old lady and personally go out to search for the perfect candidate. But to her surprise, the moment she stepped out, she accidentally bumped into a little boy. What shocked her even more was that the boy's facial features looked exactly like the CEO's when he was a child. Instantly alert, she secretly plucked a few strands of the boy's hair while he wasn't paying attention. Later, when the CEO came to visit her, she smoothly pulled out a few strands of his hair as well. Then, she handed both samples to her secretary for a DNA test. When the results came back, she was so excited that she nearly jumped out of her wheelchair. The boy was actually the CEO's biological son. Without wasting a second, she called the CEO over and revealed the shocking truth. Memories of that night immediately flooded the CEO's mind. That evening, he was supposed to stay alone in his hotel room, but an unexpected encounter changed everything. The woman had been drinking at a company gathering, and her best friend accidentally sent her to the wrong room. Drunk and dazed, she mistook the CEO for the man she had a crush on and threw herself at him. The next morning, she woke up believing the CEO was just a service staff member arranged by her friend. Without a second thought, she tossed $2 on the bed and rushed out of the room. The CEO was left speechless by the absurd situation. But then, he noticed that she had left behind her employee badge. Without hesitation, he instructed his assistant to acquire the company she worked for. Just like that, her immediate supervisor went from being an ordinary manager to the CEO himself. At the company's welcome ceremony, she finally saw the CEO's face clearly and was instantly frozen in shock. Panic surged through her. She quickly turned to her best friend, desperate to find out what had really happened that night. When she learned the truth, she was utterly horrified. She couldn't even bring herself to meet the CEO's gaze, feeling like her life was completely over. But to her surprise, the CEO had no intention of holding her accountable. Instead, during a casual encounter, he accidentally saw a pregnancy test kit in her bag. Suspicious, he immediately arranged a free health checkup for the entire company, hoping to confirm whether she was carrying his child. And when the DNA test results came back, he was certain this woman was the mother of his son. If she was indeed pregnant, then it would be a double blessing. Not long after, her medical report was released. The doctor, citing privacy concerns, asked everyone else to leave the room. Then, she revealed the shocking news. The woman was carrying twins. Meanwhile, the CEO had already used his connections to obtain the same information. He immediately ordered the doctor to ensure both the woman and the babies were well taken care of. But the woman had no plans to keep the pregnancy. Her salary was barely enough to support her son as it was. If she gave birth to twins, she would not only lose her job, but also struggle to raise her current child. Left with no other choice, she decided to go to the hospital to terminate the pregnancy. However, the moment the doctor saw her name, he suddenly changed his mind. He told her that the hospital no longer offered that procedure, and advised her to try another hospital. But no matter where she went, every hospital gave her the exact same answer. The doctor's attitudes were strangely uniform. Just as she was beginning to despair, she suddenly received a call. Her mother was gravely ill. She rushed home immediately, but the moment she stepped through the door, she was met with an even greater nightmare. Her mother was forcing her to marry a 50-year-old man